But yeah, before we get into some of the NFT stuff and some community questions, time is running. Can you share some thoughts about the liquid staking staking derivatives landscape?
Yeah, liquid staking is a really exciting feature. I was on the grants team when we first got the deliverable from Chorus One when they made the liquid staking report last year. So if you haven't checked that out, please take a look. It has one of the best overviews and surveys of the different projects, concepts that have been used in this larger conversation. And there's certainly a lot of variations on what it means to be a staking derivative. So it's worth checking out. The version that I think most excited about right now, I jump back and forth between them. So one of them uses what's called interchain accounts. Interchain accounts is an IBC protocol that allows an entire blockchain to control an account on a different blockchain. So the same way that an Ethereum, a smart contract, can control an account in a different smart contract, this allows blockchains to do the same thing. And one of the things that become possible with that is you can imagine that this blockchain owns a bunch of atoms, and using interchain accounts, it stakes those atoms on the Cosmos hub. Now this is its own blockchain, which means it can have its own state machine, its own logic, and do whatever it wants. If it decides to keep track of all the atoms that it's staking, it can print derivatives. It can print vouchers, basically. Those vouchers can be transferable. These locked atoms are non-transferable because they're bonded, but these vouchers, because they exist just on this blockchain, can be whatever kind of coin token you want them to be. So in that case, you're able to basically, create these derivatives of the staked atoms. They're redeemable. You have to rely on this blockchain to continue operating and for it to follow the rules that have been written into the code that allow that token to be redeemable at any time. But you can imagine it being used in DeFi. You've taken these atoms, you've made it transferable. The other version of staking derivatives that I'm excited about is the native implementation. And so the native implementation actually has a lot of similarities, but it essentially would mean you as a delegator can go to the staking module and you can say, convert my tokens into liquid staking tokens. So that means that they would get basically transferred out of your account into a module-based account, and you would be given one of those kind of vouchers. What's important to remember about both of these implementations is that depending on which validator you started at, the derivative that you make, your coupon, is going to be different. So every single validator basically produces a different type of derivative because every validator has a different security guarantee for the tokens that they're protecting for you. Because if they mess up, they skip too many blocks, they go offline, or if they double sign, they get slashed. And all of the atoms that are attached to them get slashed as well. And so there's a different sort of property between the validators, the atoms that are delegated to them. Now, this is certainly not a fantastic user experience if you've got 125 different atom categories because you have all these different validators. And so there's a lot of interesting solutions for turning those tokens fungible again, making them interchangeable. However, those solutions can be applied at a different level. So it's sort of like about building primitives, little building blocks. So whether you're using the interchain account, separate blockchain version of staking derivatives, or whether you're using the native implementation that allows you to directly convert your tokens on the hub. It's just the first step towards a really exciting and kind of wide variety of DeFi primitives and other applications that become possible. So things like balancer type pools where you're mixing in a bunch of different validator atoms and they create some super validator atom that's the sort of conglomerate of all of them, like an index of atom tokens is certainly one way to do it. There's different lending schemes that become possible. There's the idea of splitting up the token as a bearer token and an earning token. So this one just gives you the amount of atoms that you put in, but this one gives you all of the rewards that atom earned over a certain period. There's a really sort of exciting new category of DeFi that becomes possible with these assets, and they really both begin with these building blocks.
Awesome.